Hello crafters, I'm here today to show you how I went and found a little magnetic board at the dollar store that was on clearance. I only paid $4 for this, and I took it from this to this. So I'm going to share the simple steps that I did to transform this, and let's get started. The first thing I did was disassemble everything in the box. Down here in the corner are the little magnetic pegs for the dates and the little magnetic frames. So I went ahead and took those apart, painted them with some acrylic paint. Let me get you a close-up in here if I can. Painted all of those with some acrylic paint so they would match the color theme of my board because they were in red and I really didn't want the red. Then I took and I disassembled the frames. And I painted the frames and added different embellishments to the frames. And I did all the prep work ahead of time because it takes a little while to get all this done. There's the other little frame. And then here is the last little frame. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stamp. So the next thing I did was I took my stamp and I used my white Versamark. And I inked it up because I'm going to use this as a template to put my vines on the background and to line up my, let me clean this off just a little bit first. A little sticky. Not sticking the way it should. So I'm going to ink this up again really good. This is going to be my template to put my gems on. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp it the way I want the curves to be, which is about here. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. And I used a Versamark, like a stays-on pad, in order to do this. And I'm not worried about that part that's smeared because we're going to cover that up here in just a second. So I'm going to re-ink my pad again. And I'm going to overlap that flower. I'm going to bring this way this time and just kind of overlap that flower and press that down. Make sure it gets a good impression and lift that up. And there again, I'm not worried about that part. So, some of the things that I really like to do are to layer my flowers. So I took this flower and I used some Heidi Swapp flowers, the sunflower goldy colored ones, and layered my flower. And I have stuck some adhesive dots on the back. And I'm just going to put that right there, like that. And then I have these other little flowers that are just from the dollar store again. And I'm going to add these right here where my swirls are coming down. And right here, I think. Okay. So, now the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add some jewels along this side here. So the next thing I'm going to do is add some bling to this. And I'm just going to go along the sides of the vine. Then I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to add down along this one. And you can add as many or as little as you want. And I'm just going to go and add along the edges of this vine. Just enough to make the vine stand out and give it a little bit of pop. And we're just going to add a couple more here. And I'm going to add one last one, and then the center, like that. And I think I'm going to add one little flower there. Now I'll take and I'll add my little frames to the top. Add my third one here. And then I'm going to add my date. Today is August 22nd. And it is Saturday. Okay. And there's my finished board. And there's the finished board. Thank you for joining me today. Have a nice day. And please join me at www.scrapbookmomscorner.blogspot.com. Thank you.